We are still in Chapter 7 of the First Global Revolution, Part 5. There is surely a strong argument at this stage of human development to devise a new economics based on the flow of energy. We hear many proposals for energy taxation suggested by present difficulties. These demand consideration. Also, interesting proposals have been made for energy to be used as the basis for general taxation, both national and local. Many possibilities are opening up in this new field, and the Club of Rome has proposed study on the various suggestions for energy taxation for the purpose of controlling the energy in the north and of ensuring that in the south development should be on the basis of clean energy. In conclusion on this theme, we summarize some suggestions for action. It is urgent that a worldwide campaign of energy conservation and efficiency be launched. To be successful, this will require that world leaders express strongly their conviction that it is necessary and show the political will to implement it. It would be appropriate that the scheme be launched by the United Nations in association with the United Nations Environment Program, the World Meteorological Organization, and UNESCO. A corollary would be the setting up in each country of an energy efficient council to supervise the operation on the national scale. The global nature as well as the seriousness of the environmental threats, and especially that of earth warming, indicates the need for a coherent and comprehensive attack at the international and presumably the United Nations level. We require much more knowledge of the complexities of the natural system and specifically of the detailed mechanism of the greenhouse and ozone depletion effects. Equally, indications of the probable impact of these and other phenomena on the future climate of particular regions are urgently necessary. We are not convinced, however, that these research, development, and monitoring requirements argue for the creation of yet another UN agency. The need could be met by strengthening the existing agencies, especially those mentioned above, and giving them a mandate to cooperate together in a jointly planned, comprehensive program of research. Even more urgent is the need to create a competent, high-level body to consider in depth and over a long time frame the implications of the macro pollution phenomena on economy, society, and the individual. In view of the multidisciplinary nature of the many facets of this problem and the complexity of the interactions between them, it is hard to see how this could be accomplished effectively in the conventional manner by a group of political personalities sitting in New York. We suggest, therefore, that the opportunity be taken to break with institutional tradition in creating a group of outstanding political figures, yes, but reinforced by individuals from industry, economy, and science. It is not sufficient that a group consisting exclusively of politicians should be charged with this task, so vital for the future of humanity, no matter how well briefed they might be by scientists and others in their various countries. It is necessary for independent experts to sit with them around the table. Churchill did not get it quite right when he said that scientists should be on tap, but not on top. Security is no longer exclusively a matter of the prevention of war. Irreversible environmental destruction is becoming a threat to world security of the same order of magnitude. To meet the needs expressed above, we therefore reiterate the recommendation of the Club of Rome Declaration of 1989 that a world conference on the common environmental imperatives be called, aimed at the creation of a UN Environmental Security Council parallel to the existing Security Council on Military Matters. This body would not be restricted to the members of the existing Security Council, but would have strong representation of the developing countries as well as the non-political members suggested above, who would take an active part in the discussions but would not, however, be voting members. If not constituted earlier, this could be a major outcome of the United Nations Conference on Environment and Development to be held in Brazil in 1992. In addition, we propose the organization, possibly under the auspices of the Environmental Security Council, of regular meetings of industrial leaders, bankers, and governments of the 5 continents. These global development rounds, envisaged as somewhat similar to the tariff rounds of GATT, would consider the need to harmonize competition and cooperation in the light of environmental constraints. The problems of industrial adjustment to the lessened use of fossil fuels necessitates the drawing up of national strategies to respect the quota contribution of each country to global CO2. This will involve also consideration of how to design modified process and equipment and the stimulation of research and development programs for clean energy systems. We propose, therefore, the creation, particularly in the highly industrialized countries, of national centers for clean technology. These might well be organized in association with the National Energy Efficiency Councils proposed above. The urgent need for an intensive effort to develop alternative energy sources to replace partially the use of the fossil fuels demands an immediate and massive world effort of an equal magnitude to the American grand scheme for placing a man on the moon. We recommend, therefore, that the United Nations, either directly or through a group of its agencies and programs, should convene an intergovernmental scientific meeting to plan a comprehensive world alternative energy project. This would entail considerable financial resources, with the various elements of an internationally agreed program carried out by the most appropriate centers of excellence in the world, irrespective of the country in which they are situated. The matter is so important to the world, and the need to employ the best brains and equipment so essential, that all principles of a national quid pro quo between contributions and benefits would have to be excluded. A network building on the existing centers of excellence is much to be recommended, in contrast to the construction of a simple international center with the inevitable rigidities and bureaucracies. The nuclear fission option should be kept open as an emergency measure to meet energy requirements during the transition. The Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, should be invited in association with the Consultative Group of Institutes of Agricultural Research, CGIAR, to undertake a study on energy in agriculture with a view to recommending means of reducing energy inputs in agriculture and at the same time of lessening agriculture's emission of greenhouse gases. All these measures, or the equivalent, cannot be implemented unless the public is well informed and understands the consequences of inaction. It is necessary, therefore, that concepts of global development, including the issues of industrialization, be integrated into educational programs to include instruction on environmental protection, energy and resource saving, the preservation of cultural values, and many other aspects. We therefore call on UNESCO, ministers of education, parents associations, television authorities, and others to undertake this essential task. And we'll pick up in the next video.